Hey, what's up, everybody? BDL 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so AD's in the lab with Lethal Shooter. Just saw a post that they put up less than 30 minutes ago of AD in the gym doing what he's doing. He looks pretty good. He looks like he's slim. You're seeing what you want to see. Um, I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh my God, now it's time to go crazy." No, but there's nothing to complain about when somebody's working. Now it's just about him continuing that process. You know what I mean? So I'm like I said yesterday, I'm poised to get back on the Anthony Davis train. I know what he can do. I remember who he is. I haven't forgotten. I just haven't seen it in a while, and I don't know if it's coming back. That's really what it is for me. So as far as me wanting to invest in him going forward, I want to be reignited in terms of my belief in him. I'm not going to just offer that to him based on the faith that things are going to turn around. I need him to prove that to me further. And I know he might look at me and say, "I've just won you a championship. What the hell?" But respectfully, we're not here to win one. We didn't bring in Anthony Davis to win one. Look. I give guys the type of respect that I think that they've shown us they have in terms of the standards that they have shown us for themselves. If that, your standards is what I'm going by. So it's like, I'm not looking at you and saying, "Oh, this is a good star who's going to help us win one ring. And now that we got that one ring, we've won." No, hell no. I didn't bring Anthony Davis to us. We didn't mortgage half our future for one championship. We mortgaged half our future for multiple championships, a dynasty type run. And we think that he's a piece that can help us with that. Now, did we hurt ourselves by bringing in Russell Westbrook and not building more traditional fit? Of course. Do I think we could have won the championship if we did build properly? No. Why? Because he wasn't right. And that's the point. He wasn't right. If we didn't have Russell Westbrook last year and we had, say, Kyrie Irving, we still don't win the championship. Why? Because Anthony Davis was not present. And so he's doing what I want to see him do in response to that. I don't have a personal problem with him taking time away from the game after the season. I do not. I understand that he was also still trying to work back from injury, and some people need to decompress from the game. I don't have a problem with any avenue you take to come back your best self. That's the thing. Some people need to throw themselves in the game and never do nothing else. There's been reports of Sadiq Bey having some strenuous workout and that the Detroit Pistons don't necessarily want him doing. He's off somewhere into the mountains doing like Navy SEALs training to get himself in the best possible shape. That's what's best for him right now. I'm not going to necessarily ask Anthony Davis to do that, but establish who you are in that way and take it to another level so that we can see better results is what I would request. So everybody's different, you know what I mean? Kobe Bryant, we know how he was. We're not asking nobody to do that. I'm not trying to do that. Nobody should be wanting to be Kobe because Kobe could handle being himself and that was it. But as far as us trying to follow that, Jerry Rice, you can't be these guys. That's a gift in and of itself to have that type of work ethic. I just want people to get to a point where Anthony Davis specifically, where he can just not have people questioning his conditioning anymore. That's all. So if this is the first summer where that can be the start of that process, that's what I'm rooting for. Because if he's just doing this right now and he doesn't establish these habits going forward, I don't think he'll be happy with his own career. Never mind what we got to say about it. I don't think he'll be satisfied. I believe personally that at 28 years of age, you can reinvent your body and be in much better shape by the time you're 31. I've said that a couple times, and I'm going to say it again. Where Anthony Davis is now, if he keeps up where he's at, he could put a lot of years on his career from this point. We could see the best version of him going forward, because I think that's a sweet spot for a lot of guys in terms of your age, to where father time ain't here yet. At 28 years old, father time hasn't arrived. Even though you got 10 years, 11 years on your legs, nah, it starts coming, in my opinion, around 31, 32. So in between 28 and 29, you start establishing yourself with excellent habits. You start working that into your real routine. You start ramping it up. By the time you get to 31, you done bought yourself some time. That 31 prime is going to last till you about 34 if you don't suffer no injuries. 35, so it's like, that's how I look at it. He's in that sweet spot, but you gotta take it serious now. And so hopefully that's what we're seeing. Hopefully that is exactly what we're seeing. Lethal Shooter mentioned that he's entrusted him to change his shot. I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know that Anthony Davis needs to change his shot. I just think that he needed to reestablish who he had already been, because we know he's a good shooter. He didn't have any issue shooting the ball. In fact, he's one of the more gifted bigs in the game in that way. He just found himself in a crazy slump. And so I hope the changes that he's making to his shot don't necessarily make him worse overall. Because when you try to change things at this stage of your career, it can get a little funky for you. You might revert back to the old stuff when the pressure comes and when bang plays take place. So that's my only worry in regards to that. But hey, he's doing the work, so that's what we want to see as Laker fans. So yeah, man, this isn't a bad energy video in regards to Anthony Davis. I've screamed in this camera about how I felt about Anthony Davis and his motivation and all of that. I've talked about where his value is in my mind and what I'd be willing to do and not willing to do with his contract. But if the Lakers hold on to Anthony Davis, it's not like I'm gonna be sitting up here hanging my head to the ground sad or nothing like that. Absolutely not. I still very much am poised for Anthony Davis to revitalize my belief in him. I do. I think it's coming. I don't know when it's coming, but I'm going to look forward to the day where I say, see, now that's the Anthony Davis I knew was coming. I knew he was coming back. We were going to get it. And so I believe that's coming, and I look forward to that. But as of right now, it's just about him putting in that work. I don't have that faith just yet. I don't have that. But I'm not down on him. Not down. Just, not necessarily there yet. But at the end of the day, it's about health, man. It's about health. Me personally, and this is something I don't know if a lot of Laker fans necessarily feel this way, but the games where he was kind of not being his best, when he was kind of slow out there and, before the injury this last season where he was shooting 15 to 16%, we were still winning those games. He just wasn't playing well. And I think that's something that stood out to me. A lot of times when we would have games where he'd only go for 15 points, he would still have 2 blocks. He would still get like 7 rebounds, and we would still end up winning by 2 or 3 points. Now, there were a lot of games where we lost like that because I think we had some schematic issues on the floor without any real size and centers and stuff like that left us open. Obviously, Westbrook and his struggles were real during that same time. So, yeah, I mean, it wasn't perfect. But what I'm saying is we didn't really start losing as consistently until he went down. That's when we really started tumbling. But, we were able to stay above the fray even when he was playing bad. And that's essentially what I'm saying. So a bad version of Anthony Davis still helps the Lakers win. And that has gotten lost in all of this, even to myself. That's not something I've been thinking a whole lot about, but, it's a fact. The Lakers are a much better basketball team when any version of Anthony Davis is available to us, even the worst one. So that's something I do believe. His biggest issue for us is when he's not available. That's our issue. He's struggling 16%, you still win. So that's something that is real. And I don't expect him to be that bad ever again. He's not this person. Just like I don't expect Westbrook to be this bad ever again. He's not this person. This was a very bad season for the Los Angeles Lakers as a whole. LeBron James putting up the greatest numbers possible in the presence of that speaks to just how elite and alone he is in his eliteness, basically. But I don't think most people who would have been on our team last year would have had their numbers last year. The way the Lakers were running and setting things up, the whole scheme that we had out there was not going to help most prototype players. We were bad for everybody. So that's my humble opinion. That Frank Vogel situation, I'm glad that's over with. We got Darvin Ham in place, and I'm really excited about not only what I think he can do, listening to people who follow his basketball opinions and what his styles are, but also what he can do from a gathering guys together, believing in one another, believing in themselves, believing in him point of view. I think that he is exactly the type of personality that make you feel like he can help weather the storms of tough times. And that's what I'm looking forward to him being able to do. I think tough times could be ahead. Great times could be ahead as well. But what you want is somebody who can handle both. And I think that that's the type of personality we have in place. So that is something that I think has increased the overall value of our franchise tremendously, hiring Darvin Ham. I think we're We're twice as valuable to players in terms of whether or not they want to come play here, in my opinion. So that's also something that we can think about. So yeah, I don't anticipate the deal getting done today. I don't. I think Brooklyn's going to continue what they're doing, and I think the Lakers are going to be very patient in waiting for Brooklyn to make a move. So I don't expect nothing to get done today or tomorrow or nothing like that. I think we're going to sit in this space for a bit longer. And I can't say I'm enjoying it too much, but with people tweeting left and right, La Familia. Now we see LeBron James put La Familia at the top of his Twitter handle, as Phil Handy had put La Familia in response to Kyrie Irving's post earlier today, or last night rather. So you're starting to see the Cleveland camaraderie, the code, inside conversation energy starting to form around Kyrie Irving from within the Laker organization. You can clearly see we're zeroing in on him. We want him to know we want him here, and so I'm loving that energy, and I hope that he reciprocates that by staying focused on this purple and gold thing long term, because I don't think it's going to be hard for the fans to take a liking to him. And once we take a liking to him, the front office is going to respond to that. So whatever they're feeling right now, trust you me, once we start screaming Kyrie, 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 it's going to be about, okay, how can we keep you here? Trust me, his game going to speak for itself, just like beans. So I believe that's what we're in for, man. A fundamental genius. And like I've been telling you guys, the more I do homework on this player, the more I'm excited about what he can do on the offensive side of the ball. We can be a champion with this guy. I'm telling you, all we got to do is keep the right stuff around him. Obviously, LeBron James is the centerpiece. Anthony Davis, that's an important piece, obviously. We can't do nothing without AD. So it is what it is. Y'all know how I feel about that. That's why I'm like, we can't do nothing without AD because we're relying so much on AD. But if we move AD, maybe we're not so reliant upon AD. But, hey, man. We're on board with Anthony Davis. I respect the organization's devotion to Anthony Davis in the presence of Kevin Durant being on the block. They're not swaying away from who they invested in. And I think that's a very, very, very honest trait from an organization that is run by family. So I like that trait. I don't know. A little frustrated and want to see us win, and I'm worried that if AD goes down, we don't have a chance to. That's all it is. But other than that, that is the situation. So yeah, man. Yeah. Good times, I guess. Boring times without news, but good times because we have a lot of suspense. So we'll keep our eye on Donovan Mitchell. We'll keep our eye on DeAndre Ayton. We'll keep our eye on Kanye. Yeah, Kanye too. Kyrie and KD. And we will most definitely be looking forward to the season starting, man. I like this summer league thing. Is going great, though. I encourage everybody to check out the summer league because this young crop of kids putting on a hell of a show out there. So we missed the real thing, but we definitely have a nice set of kids running around. So that's what I got to say, man. That is all it is. BDF 44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.